today we're going to go through how to quickly create a food and beverage order using AI. And some people might think, Lisa, that's so easy, but a lot of you might not be using AI yet in this way. So let's dive in and I will show you how I personally do it. All right, so today we're going to use ChatGPT as our AI tool. If you're not using Chat, you could use Gemini, Claude, etc. And then I have my menus open. I personally know the client's agenda and what they need in general in my mind. So I will open the menus and generally familiarize myself with the menus. Some hotel menus are really, really long. So this one is really, really long. They have breakfast, of course, plated versus buffet. I know the difference. They may have some additional add-ons that I might want to add, or I want to be paying attention to things like vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, all that stuff. So they have the enhancements here. And then if I keep going down, they're going to have build your own break. I want to also get a gauge from my team or client on how much money I want to spend. And then I can go through and it will have lunch, yummy, lots of options, salads, sandwiches, buffets, you name it. But again, I'm just using my brain first to go through everything. There's hors d'oeuvres for the reception. We're not going to do dinner, so I don't need to worry about that. And then carving stations, etc. So that's kind of what I do first is I'll take a look at the menu. So I generally know, okay, these are all the things. There's also dessert on here. I don't need dessert. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download the menu. It may take a second because it is a large file. And then I'm going to upload it here into ChatGPT. So here we are. As it's doing that, I'm going to talk to Chat. Hi, Lisa here. I need your help building a food and beverage order. My event is August 24th and 25th. On August 24th, I know I'm going to have breakfast from 8 to 9 a.m. I want something creative, like, maybe some continental breakfast, but I want to add some enhancements like breakfast sandwiches. So make a recommendation, but also keep in mind that I need gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegan options. So if there's eggs that have cheese in them, for example, we would just put cheese on the side. For the AM break, I just need coffees and some light snacks. I don't want to do anything formal if I don't have to, but you read the buffet and you read the menu options and you tell me what you recommend. Usually we'll do something like bars, bags of chips, and sparkling water and soda. For my lunch, I want to keep it simple. This is where we can save and where most people are going to be having lunch. And so for the attendees, so therefore, let's do box lunches, but I want to make sure they're delicious. So make sure like maybe we need to add pesto somewhere or like take a sauce off or swap cheeses or something like that. And then also always in every menu item, keeping in mind gluten-free, dairy-free, and vegetarian, vegan, all the things. All right, so then we're going to go to the PM break. For the PM break, I want to do the same thing, but just mix it up a little bit. So make some recommendations there. Usually for a PM break, I'll do something sweet, like cookies or something like that. And then we have an evening reception. For the evening reception, give me a couple different options. Maybe just beer and wine as one option. And as far as the beer and wine, probably just go with like house wine, a red and a white. And then for the beer, go with a variety of different beers since we're not going with alcohol. And then for the other option, I'd like add on the alcohol version with maybe one specialty cocktail. And if they don't have that item on the menu, just flag it with a red dot throughout the recap, and then I can see it easily. And then for the reception part, we are going to want to have some appetizers. So make a recommendation. We want 3 to 5 bites per person. So for this event, We don't want the same menu every single day. So on the 24th, we want one menu. And then on the 25th, we want a different menu. The reception, the evening reception, is only going to be on day 1, not on day 2. So I don't need a reception option for that. And as far as the total attendee count, we're anticipating 200 people. And so now I'm going to stop. And I'm going to let it transcribe. Now that was a lot that I just fed it, and then it will transcribe. And now I'm going to actually say, stop, don't write anything yet. And I do this a lot. I'll like give it information and it starts thinking and working, but I'm not quite done. So oftentimes at the bottom of my transcript, I'll actually say, don't start yet. I just didn't do it that time. So I just said start. Now I'm going to share the percentages of food and beverage I want to order. So for breakfast, a lot of people don't come. So let's only order 60% of the anticipated 200-person audience. For lunch, I think everybody's actually going to come, but hotels usually provide 5% overage just in case. So let's order 90%. I think that should be enough because some people will leave and go have side lunch conversations maybe in the hotel restaurant. And then for breaks, for the AM break and the PM break, let's also serve only for, let's do 65%. And then for the reception, I think some people are going to leave, but most will stay. So for the reception, let's do 80% of the total audience. All right, now take that information and build a spreadsheet with recommended venues given the menu that I have shared with you. All right, now it's going to take all that information and it's going to create a Google spreadsheet for me. It might take a minute for it to think, and the reason for that is because this is a really long menu. So now I'll just allow it to think. All right, so now you can see that chat gave me a summary of what we just discussed, which I appreciate, with all the numbers, the dates, everything, and then it gave me a spreadsheet. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet. So now then I'll just go through and verify, yes, that's all the information we discussed, has the location in here, it has the summary of everything and exactly how much it's going to cost. So it's doing all of that math for me. You'll want to check and make sure that all of the tax and service charges in there, which it is, which is great. And then it breaks down all of the items in here, and then it puts notes. So see how it gave me like a little dot here. And I instructed it to say, hey, flag these things for me, which is really nice. And then I can go through and take a look, and you can see all of the items are here. And it also gives you a source of which page number it's on, which is great. Same for day 2, and then for the reception as well. So it gives you all the recommendations, and it tells the dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, all that stuff, which is great. And then it gives me a breakdown of the assumptions and the flags. So if your AI tool isn't doing this, you can simply take this and create an SOP. So I'm going to create an SOP as well, and then share that with you if you attend our AI meetup. So that's what the assumptions and the flags are. You can also just tell AI like, hey, give me a bulleted list. But this is how we might create an F&B order. Honestly, I probably wouldn't put these on individual tabs. It depends on your team. Usually I would go back to AI and say, hey, thank you so much. Looks great. Now build all of the day by day, day 1 and day 2 into one big spreadsheet. I do like the breakout of the reception though, because then this is how many pieces it is. So if I go like this, and then I just divide it by, you know, let's say 180, it's going to give me that 3 to 5 pieces that I was looking for. Pretty sharp. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Now you can create your own food and beverage orders. And if you're doing something differently that's better than this, you let me know, and we can share it with our Event Professionals Network community.